Let's adjust. Let's make a little adjustment. Better? I'm in Asher's room. And when he's not staying here, we take the comforter off because otherwise the cats are on it. And you know how cats are. My goodness, they shed. And we have short haired cats and they still shed. So it is Wednesday, December the 18th. I just finished charting. I just had a redheaded moment over on Instagram where people were asking me why it takes so long to chart. You guys, I don't work in the hospital and I do not work for home health. So I work for a grant funded entity and I have to submit documentation to 3 different places on each client that I see in order for us to keep our grant. And it's all paper charting now. And I picked up another person's part of her caseload. So I have 26 moms and 26 babies, and I rotate and see them every 2 weeks. I have to see them every 2 weeks, every 2 to 3 weeks in there, sometimes every week. So it ends up being a lot. And plus, you guys know I drive. I spend about an hour with each mom. And I don't sit there, I talk to her. I don't sit there and write the whole time she's talking to me. So a lot of my charting, I kind of jot down notes and stuff, but then I have to do it when I'm done with the visit. So I'll pre-chart a little bit and then I chart afterwards. Hopefully that clarifies. I'm getting questions. I'm getting questions from nurses and I get it. Like I would have never comprehended this in labor and delivery. This is not time efficient at all. And in labor and delivery, we chart every 15 minutes when a woman is in labor, when we're inducing her, at least every half hour to hour if they're okay. And when they're pushing, we chart every 5 minutes. And I am used to, when I transfer my client to postpartum, my charting is done. When I discharge a patient from triage or from antepartum, my charting is done. So I'm extremely time efficient. And I think that's one of the main reasons why people leave this particular job. The job is amazing. We have amazing outcomes. We're a 40-year-old program with amazing outcomes. But there's a lot of paperwork involved. So I'm balancing all that. I've also had people ask me, like, why don't you leave your job? I love my job. That's the problem. I love it. I love my clients. I have a therapeutic relationship with these women and it's amazing and we're doing amazing things. But the freaking paperwork, I could jump off something. So anyway, I probably shouldn't gripe about it, but this vlog is about my life. And one of my main stressors and one of the reasons why I want to eat my arm is my job. So I talk about it in that context. And I'm extremely thankful for my job, just so you guys know. So Christine Murphy, my nurse friend, says, I'm so glad I don't have to chart anymore. Retired for 5 years. Christina is really involved. I do all my own phone calls, my own referrals. I have a work phone. I'm constantly texting with my clients and other entities. And I don't have a secretary. It's me. I have a home office. I have an office at the hospital. And then I'm driving. It's a very different job. It's been wonderful. I've learned so much about myself and about other people. So I really, really love it. It's not the hospital though. And I do like the discipline in the hospital. One of my favorite things to do in the hospital was circulate the OR. You guys know that because I like that rhythm. I like, that detail orientation and I like the way things are set up. My stomach is growling. I don't know why. I just ate. So hello to Canada, to Ruth. Hi, Southern Cubanista and Teresa. Hey, guys. Teresa's trying to get back in orbit. Good job, Teresa. Hi, Carrie. Carrie, you had a rough day, my friend. Good to see you. Hang in there. Hi, Beth. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Nikki. Nick 26. Hi, Rach and 007. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Jenny, Joy, Marlene, Linda, Cindy, Jenny Cop. Hi. Hey, guys. How are you doing on program this week? That's really why I wanted to come talk to you. This is usually when middle of the week, I'm just sort of hit hard. I don't know if you guys feel that as well. You're in the middle of your work week, or you have other things going on, and you're like, oh, like for me, weigh-in's coming up on Saturday. So I'm like, okay, let's see where we're at, middle of the week. Where are we at with weeklies? Where are we at with dailies? I got a really good question today from one of my friends on Instagram. She asked me if I use my rollovers, and I wanted to talk a little bit about sort of my view on rollovers. I really wish my stomach would stop making noise. I just had Kodiak cakes for dinner and Morningstar Farm, like the little sausage patties. And my stomach is like, why would you feed me this at night? What is your problem? Um, so anyway, and I had 2 big glasses of water, so I'm doing great. So rollovers, do I use them? No. I'm not using my rollovers. My rollovers right now are dumping into my weekly bank. And I'm really trying to stay within the confines of my daily points. And if I don't eat my all of my daily points, I have a deficit. So I am eating to satiety. I'm usually getting within 2 to 4 points of my daily points. So I'm eating to that level, and then those are getting dumped over into my weeklies, which I'm not touching. Now, I do touch my weeklies, I'm telling you guys, if I have like an emergency or a miscalculation, or like I got home from work today and I was so hungry that I had a rather big snack and then I had dinner. I actually I had a weird snack. I had a snack of egg whites. I know that sounds crazy, but I was like, I need protein. I need protein. And I didn't really have a lunch break today. I had like a snack for lunch because I was so busy. Um, that being said, that seems to be working for me. That doesn't mean that I think that you guys should do that. I think you need to work the program in the way that works for you. And I want you all to remember that Weight Watchers, really, why are you doing this? Talking to my stomach. Weight Watchers says, let your weight loss be your guide. So, you know, are any of you guys stalled out right now? If you're stalled out, why are you stalled out? Are you eating above and beyond what your body needs? I know if I eat all of my weeklies and my activity points, I just don't lose, you guys. I just don't lose. I can usually eat up to my daily allowance and lose. Right now, I'm at 37 points a day, and I am losing at a steady rate. I'm kind of sticking between 34, 35, 37. I was going up to 38 before my points dropped down. So if that makes sense. I don't do these big extreme like Wendy plan type things because I haven't needed to this time around, but I think that that can shake your body up. So if you look up the Wendy plan, Wendie, or the Sprangle, Sprangle 23, I think is his name. He has a plan that is loosely based on the Wendy plan. Those are ways to take all of your points, basically for the week, and distribute them. So you'll have really high points, low points, high points, low points. It's kind of a way to get you off of a plateau or help you out a little bit. And I've had people say that's worked well for them. In the past, I've tried it. I haven't noticed a huge difference for myself. Now, I am 47 years old. So I don't know if we've talked about that. Have I told you guys I'm 47? I think I have. I think I have. I'm 47 years old. So I have noticed a slowdown. Now, I have never lost that 70 pounds again since I got that 70 pounds off with Weight Watchers back in my early 30s. Um, I haven't gone that extreme yet, but I've lost, 10 pounds here. I got down 25 pounds, whatever, a year and a half ago. And I am noticing that it is harder to lose like a pound. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like this takes a lot more work than when I was younger and I could just drop, 2 or 3 pounds in a week. That's not happening all the time, you guys. So it seems like I lose a little, lose a little, lose a chunk, lose a little, lose a little, lose a chunk. Um, Especially as I have gotten older and I've had to sort of tweak things. I've had to kind of watch my carb intake and all that, which I've talked about probably excessively on my channel. So Tracy Russell says she's been doing good until earlier today, and then you had a huge container of cookies in your car. So I took them to my grandkids, but I ate a cookie. I just couldn't stop. Well, you ate one cookie. So track it and move on for sure. Back when I used to teach all the childbirth classes at the hospital that I worked up in when we lived in New York. And I used to teach an 8-hour class. And so I would teach for 4 hours, we would have a lunch break, and I would teach for 4 hours. And at the end of the day, I would always bring home like whatever snacks I had provided for the day. And I specifically remember having provided donuts, which I learned was not the best thing to provide for my patients, but the dads always requested donuts. And so it's the men's fault. But I was driving home. I was in New York traffic driving home, and I ate 3 donuts in a row. Boom, boom, boom. And it was because I had easy access to them. And plus, why the heck did I take them home? Why didn't I walk those up to the nurse's station? It's like I already knew in my head that I was going to eat those donuts. I gave myself that permission probably when I walked into Dunkin' Donuts. If you live in New York, you know that we're like big Dunkin' Donuts fans. Dunkin' Donut coffee, delish. So, so I think I had that intention probably. Like I gave myself permission to do that. So, I kind of wonder when you tell me a story like that, Tracy, did you kind of already know when you put the cookies in the car that it was a big temptation for you and you were going to eat them? And could you have done something different, like taken them and put them in the trunk of the car, wrap them a couple of times, in the clear wrap and put them in a container so that you wouldn't get into them, something like that. And also just move on, girl. If you ate the cookie, you ate the cookie, track it and move on. That is one reason to use your weeklies. I think I've had moments like that where I'm like, M&Ms in my mouth. And then I open my tracker up and I put them in my tracker and we move on, right? Now, what I have to be careful of is when I start with the sugar monster awakens and wants to eat all the things. And so for me, it actually works better to just not even touch it and to not have it in the house. And I have a lot of sugar in the house right now and we are staying away. So Virginia got back to lifetime, back to free status at Weight Watchers. That's fabulous. Good for you. Annette is from Oregon. She's doing well. She had a thumbprint cookie for a holiday get-together last Sunday. Hope I don't snowball. And then she said, snowball, is that a kind of cookie? And Annette, like I'm laughing, but I totally get what you're saying because I am that person that I have very little control when it comes to those things. And so I just know not to tempt myself with that. And you guys, I've been doing this for years and years and years. So like I said, I'm 47 years old. I really know myself by now. And I know the games I play with myself and the tricks I play with myself. And I'm also really learning to be honest with myself and just say, you probably can't handle having that in the house. For example, my husband and I were over at the grocery store and they had the yard long Twix bar and the yard long peanut M&Ms, which I love. What else? A Snickers bar that was, a yard long. And I said, oh, we should get that for the boys. Okay, the boys don't live with me, you guys. And my husband looked at me and he was like, do we need that in the house? This is my husband who's very like chill with me all the time. And I was like, well, for Christmas for the boys. And he's like, honey, do we need that in the house? And I'm thinking, okay, he's giving me an out. He's not saying it in a confrontational way. He's asking me, are you going to bring that into our home? Because it's not just me that will eat it. I mean, does he need it? Do the boys really need it? No, none of us need it. So it is at the store. It is staying at the store. But we do have like some chocolate in their stockings. Their stockings are ready to go. We do have things like that for them. But once they're in the stocking, like I would never go eat my children's my children like they're babies. They're 20 and 22. I just wouldn't go eat their chocolate out of their stockings. But I kind of think that Amy that was like 25 would have. Amy, Amy that was 25 would have been in the stockings. And, younger Amy, I was the one that bought the Halloween candy. And when the kids didn't come, I ate the Halloween candy. So I just learned about myself to just not even get started. So, hi, Karen Bates. Sugar is my biggest problem, is what Virginia says. And Amazing 77 says she's trying to avoid sugar as well. It's a trigger. So I've been thinking a lot about triggers. I'm glad that you brought that up, Amazing 77. I'm glad you brought it up. I had trouble identifying my why for a long time. And I guess maybe I just wasn't understanding. Maybe comprehension is not my strong point. But I realized after doing the Beck Diet Solution activities in that book, the Beck Diet Solution is not a diet, by the way. It's just a way to kind of work whatever program that you're on. But I wrote out my whys on those 3x5 cards. And what I realized was I don't just have one why, I have like 500. And every time I think of a new one, I go and write it down on my 3x5 cards. And then I have an alarm set on my phone and I look at that twice a day. So I review my whys, I update my whys a couple times a day. That's really been helping me to have those with me. But I was thinking the other day about triggers. And a lot of times we talk about like emotional eating and we talk about triggers, but how often do we actually sit down and talk about our own personal triggers? And how often are we specific about our triggers? I'm very specific about my why now. Like I have a bazillion whys. But, for me, stress is a trigger, or I'm tired is a trigger. So I've been looking a little bit more at like when I say stress, what is stressing me out specifically? And I was thinking about this in the car the other day because I'm like, I'm so stressed out. I feel like eating. I had driven by a drive-through, very tempted to go through there. I didn't want to eat the soup that I had brought. I'm like, I don't want to eat any soup. I want like a hamburger. That's what I want. My husband even said tonight, he's like, I want a hamburger so bad. And we both are not doing that right now. So I said, I'm stressed. So I sat there in the car and I listed out in my head what was stressing me out and how I could counteract each one of those things. One thing that's really stressing me out right now is the charting. We lost our access to electronic charting. That's another situation. That's stressing me out. I have more clients on my caseload. That's stressing me out. The holidays are stressing me out. I have a family situation, a very ill family member that is extremely stressing me out. And, it's like, okay, so when I'm triggered, it's not just a stress, it's like a certain thing triggers me. And what was triggering me at that moment was work. It was the work that was stressing me out. It wasn't, yes, in the back of my brain, I had my little baby niece's stuff going on and I had the holidays. But what was stressing me out at that moment is I had 2 more appointments that day and I was really behind on my charting. So I was like, is the hamburger going to eliminate that? I will feel wonderful while I'm eating the hamburger, you guys. Now, when I'm tracking it, because I would not be tracking that hamburger before I ate it. No, siree, Bob. I would be putting that in after it went into the stomach. Because I know when I stress eat, that's when I track afterwards. When I'm in control, I track before. So I was looking at some ways to counteract this specific stress that I was in. And what I ended up doing is I took one of my clients and I called her and I said, hey, I have a slot over here. Can I reschedule you so that I have time today to catch up? And, we had the whole afternoon to do her visit. It was a better use of my time. So I got her rescheduled, but it took me a second to like pause, and really make that decision. So I chose adjusting my schedule over eating the hamburger. So you know what that's going to mean for me? That's going to mean when I step on the scale this week, If it's up, I'm gonna say, "Oh, it's just up." I'm not gonna say, "Oh, it's up because I ate that hamburger." So, I don't know, I just think we need to be specific about our triggers. And I think sugar is a big trigger for me. And then I like to be specific. What what sugars are a trigger for me? And for me, it's Reese's peanut butter cups, cake. Those are the two biggies that I just cannot have in the house. And I've made that choice for me. I have a whole thing of the round, what are those things called? Oh, shoot, the round chocolate that are full of stuff. I just totally lost my brain for a second. They're wrapped in foil. Help me over there. I don't remember. But they're round and they're full of like mousse. You guys don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they're all wrapped. They're in my dining room. They're in a pretty bowl for my visitors, but not that I've had any, but we're going to have a bunch tomorrow night. And they do not tempt me at all for whatever reason. And I love them, but they're not truffles, right? Truffles? I don't know. So anyway, that is sort of uh, the gist with what I'm doing with triggers right now is being more specific. Lint, yes. Melissa Velick, yes, ma'am. Lint. The Lint chocolate, are they truffles? Whatever those are. Lindor, truffle, yes. Those aren't really a problem for me. But the Reese's peanut butter cups, I cannot have them around. They're not in my boy stockings either. It's something about the smell. I don't buy those at Halloween either. So anyway, oh, Shelly, you got it too. Say hello to Shelly. She's my moderator. Thank you, Shelly, for moderating. And I have a couple moderators that haven't been getting, have you guys been getting notices when I post or go live? Something is up with YouTube right now, just so you guys know. I have several friends that have told me that they're not subscribed to the channels they thought they were subscribed to. They're not getting notifications. And then their views have been really weird on their videos. So just take that into account. Shelly raised her hand. She's so cute. Stephanie, not the Ferrero Rocher, but I do like those. So let's see if there's any other. Valissa Martinez, you are also a Reese's peanut butter cup addict. I totally get it. I swear those are crack. Those are totally crack. Melissa Villick, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. You're saying you had 2 dental surgeries and you've been on soft foods for 2 months. Ugh, and now you're on a low fiber diet and you're not sure how to plan it. You know, and sometimes if we're having health issues, do the best that you can. I know you don't want to lose your grip on that. And our bodies really need us, especially when we're going through health crises, stress crises, mental health crises. Like, we can't give up on taking care of our bodies for sure. But did your doctor have any ideas for you? Did you tell them that you were on Weight Watchers? Did they come up with any ideas for you? And sometimes I wonder if we could call like customer support and see if they know. I don't know what kind of customer support they have. I know a lot of weight loss plans will have dietitians. Um, Listen, when I've used the Weight Watchers app to ask questions, I'm not sure who's answering the questions. If you guys know, let me know. I'm not going to say anything more than that because I don't want to sound negative. But I've had a couple of like moments where I'm like, that doesn't, huh? Do you know what I'm saying? Where I've been like, okay, never mind. I'll just Google it. Like, I've just had a couple moments like that. So I don't know what kind of training the people on the actual app have had. And if you guys know more than me, I'm sure you will share that. Um, but I have a feeling they're not all like registered dietitians or anything like that. So let's see. Sherry's Stampin' Studio. You love my hair. Oh, thanks. I actually sometimes I flat iron my hair, you guys. When I have time, I will flat iron it. Hi, a healthier Risa. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. You're trying to get back in the groove. And it's harder this time of year. Yeah, for sure. And I'm so sorry about your dad. That's terrible. That's got to be just a big hole in your heart right now, for sure. So, hoping you'll be ready to be in soon. You know, my husband said tonight, I said, I was in kind of a complaining mood. And so I said, I'm ready for 2019 to be done. I got some more interesting work news today, and I'm like, I'm just ready for it to be done. And I said, I'm ready for 2020. And he said, oh yeah, you're ready for 2020 vision. And I just kind of laughed. And then I was like, you know, 2020 just sounds so positive to me. I don't know what it is, but why can't we be positive about 2020 and have that just be our year? And I think starting on 2020, no, on 2020, starting on next year starts now. Like, we don't need to wait till January 1st, you guys. And what I'm hearing from a lot of my friends out there is you guys are already like beating your heads against the wall and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten. I mean, it's not like you're eating things and you're like, I feel great. You're like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten that. And it was fun in the moment. And, just make good decisions now. You don't have to be anything you don't want to be. If you want to give yourself permission to just go all out, go for it. But you can also give yourself permission to be on program right now. And I don't see a lot of people handing out permission slips to be on program. I was laughing over on Instagram. There was a permission slip going around that said, I give you permission to eat whatever you want or something like that. And I was like, well, I don't actually need your permission. I give myself my own permission because I'm in control of my own, like what I put in my own mouth. And I can either give myself permission or I can say, no, Amy, let's practice some self control. Because when I'm in control, I feel better. I feel better. Honestly, I love all the sweets, but I feel better when I'm in control. So, those of you guys that want to hang out with me and start now instead of waiting till January 1st, I welcome you. And if you want to start January 1st and hang out with me then, I totally get it. I get it, and I'm with you. Shelly Johnson says her trigger is the Smart Food white cheddar popcorn. Yes, I cannot buy that. I cannot have that in the house, and I can't have the pop chips in the house either. So those are my personal issues. Hi, Suki. Hi, Scarlett. Hi, let's see. Carol Blagg is saying, I just found out you were on, and I went to your page, and I missed quite a bit of the conversation. Carol, these get posted when I'm done, and then you can watch the whole thing over. So what is your strategy for the rest of the week? Weekends are challenging. Holiday weekends. This is the weekend before Christmas. Okay, so if you're going to give yourself permission for Christmas Day, and I am cooking Christmas Day, and there are some treats and things I'm going to have on Christmas Day. Okay, but I have to think now about how do I prepare myself going into that? So I want to hear from you guys if you're giving yourself permission or not. Maybe a lot of you are staying on program Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or whatever it is. That's something for me, is that if I'm going to eat the yummy yummies and maybe dip into my weeklies on Christmas Day, what am I doing Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas? And please forgive me if you celebrate something else. I'm using Christmas as an example, a personal example. So for me, I know I need to be on track Christmas Eve. And guess what? The day after Christmas, I have to put my big girl panties on and get right back on track. And that is what is hard for me because I can slide. So I don't know if you guys slide, but I can slide. Okay, Sherry Stamp in Studio says that she's going to hang out with me and start now. And that beef, oh, yes, Julia Childs, beef bourguignon. I never say it correctly. I'm sorry, all my French friends out there. You're going to have that on Christmas Day. Oh my goodness, enjoy. That sounds fabulous. We're having ham, we're having turkey. Jude and I are going to cook all the sides, and I just cannot wait. I'm going to have cranberry, the real cranberry, and that's my favorite. So Joy is going to exercise a lot and be mindful of her portions. I love that. Karen Bates says, my coach answers the 24/7 question chat line according to one of my guides. Oh, very interesting. So you think that maybe it's coaches that are on the 24/7 chat, and that would kind of represent what I have seen over there. Maybe a little inconsistent. So let's see what else. Ruth Crandall. Have a bite of everything, weigh and track. I love that. Shelly, I need you, my friend. Let's see. Goodbye to that person. I'm going to moderate myself. I can just do it all. Maybe Shelly had to step away. There's Shelly. I know. Shelly, what's happening tonight? I think it must be this time. You got him. You nuked him. A YouTube nuke. So yeah, it's very interesting. I get interesting trolls at this time of year. I don't know what the deal is, but thank you so much, Shelly, for working hard over there and blasting them out of here. I appreciate it. So just so you know, if you are on my channel and you are a troll, we do report troll activity and YouTube is cracking down. So get ready for that. That's going to be very interesting. All right, you guys. Any other questions or comments about that? I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing. Teresa. Yeah. Lily, they have nothing to do. God bless them, whatever. So, and there's probably not a lot of other people on live right now on a Wednesday night. So, Lily started working out this week. That's going to definitely help you with any sort of holiday indulgences. And don't forget your water, you guys. So I have still been doing a full glass of water before each meal. That is helping me so much. Although tonight my stomach is gurgling. I think I maybe drank a little. I was very thirsty. And I'm going to go probably drink some more water. I've had a couple of you reach out to me and private message me and say that the water before meals, the full glass of water before meals has helped. I would like to hear about weigh-ins after trying that. I have noticed a decrease in weight since I started doing that. So hi, Vicky, how are you? Yep, just go back and watch it from the beginning because I've already been talking for 5 million years. I've been on Weight Watchers, back on the green plan about 2 months, somewhere in there, right? Yes, because I started a couple weeks before the go live. And I'm down almost 12 pounds. And I think the biggest changes for me are tracking before I eat, water before I eat and after I eat, drinking my water, obviously. Staying within my daily points, not eating weeklies, not going crazy on the weekends. That was a big, big problem and a habit that I had gotten into. So I have moved away from that successfully and I feel a lot better. So, Barbara, thank you. You're sweet. Yep, Bev, go get your water in. I will see you guys later. So I'm not going to be back until tomorrow night. We have a Bible study here. Friday night, we're seeing the new Star Wars movie with Asher, which I totally cannot wait. I am a child of the 70s, so I'm excited about Star Wars. And then Saturday, I will be weighing in, and I think I'm going to come on here live after weigh-in. So my weigh-in, my meeting is at 10, and I usually get home like at 10:45. So I try to come on live right around 10:45 to 11, in that Central Standard Time. So if you want to come hang out and hear how I did it weigh-in, I did do a little scale peekage this morning. I woke up in the worst funk. And do you ever just feel smaller? Okay, let's have this little conversation for a second. I want to hear from you guys because I really trust your guys' opinion. Do you guys feel like bigger and smaller? Like, I feel smaller and know that my weight is going down. It's the strangest thing. I don't know how to explain it, but I physically feel smaller. And I have a couple of button-down shirts that were not buttoning 2 months ago, and they completely button up, you guys. And it's just like almost 12 pounds, and they're already completely buttoning up. This morning, I felt smaller, and I was like, I'm going to get on the scale. So I took a little peek on the scale and it was nice, but who knows, it could go up again before Saturday. You just never know what's going to happen. But yeah, you guys can really tell. Yes, Teresa, I know before I get on the scale if I'm up or down. Virginia said you feel in control. Teresa said yes, always. Renee said that's a great feeling. Kelly Hunt, do you feel smaller when you're losing weight? I like to hear about how you guys feel. And then I also know by the way my rings fit, when they're kind of loose, I know that's water related, the way my clothes are fitting. But right now, like my body feels smaller. And that just happened this week. So I definitely think I'm on a downward trajectory. So we will see what the scale says on Saturday. And sure, yeah, Cherie's saying that sometimes she feels bigger and then she gets on the scale and you've lost weight. Yeah, I don't know what that is either. Who knows? It's very, very strange. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. I am going to go get some cleaning done before our Bible study tomorrow night. Teresa, thank you. It is worth it, Renee, for sure. It's totally worth it. I'm definitely feeling better. Maybe you guys can tell I'm a little perkier. And my little niece is doing okay today. We're supposed to get some more tests back tomorrow, and they are very positively optimistic right now. So thank you all for praying. I honestly believe your prayers have just changed things. And I'm not going to go into it too much. My brother and his wife are trying to be really private because they don't have a lot of answers right now. So I'm trying to honor that. And I will let you guys know as soon as we have more of a definitive idea. But I will tell you that today she's been seizure free since Saturday. No seizures since Saturday. And then today they were able to dress her up in like a little Christmas hat. She hasn't been able to do anything like that, and she got her first bath today, you guys. And so, she was born on Friday. So thank you all for your prayers. Thank you so, so much. I will try to share. I'm not going to be sharing pictures of her on YouTube. That's not appropriate, but I'll try to share with you guys where she's at because I know you guys have been praying and thinking of me and all of the things. And I thank you so, so much. It means the world. So I will talk to you all later. Stephanie, your wedding ring is fitting. Oh my gosh, congratulations. That's huge. Girl, go get a manicure. Show the bling off. I need a manicure too. Go get a manicure and show your bling off. So, talk to y'all later. Stay in orbit. Stay on program.